Hello everyone, I'm greeting today a fantastic director from Croatia. His name is Jadran Boban, and he has a film here at PÖFF International Competition Program called Feast of the Wolf. So it's a very, very interesting topic, quite unexpected. But can you a little bit elaborate what the film is about?
Well, yes. First, it's nice to be here. The film is, in fact, started as I heard some rumors going on. The people, in Croatia, there's this coastline, which is very famous for tourists and everything. And just behind these hills on the coast, there was a story of the wolves that were imported from somewhere abroad. And the fact is that the people were talking that these wolves were imported by helicopters, literally dropped by helicopters. And the organization behind this conspiracy was the European Union. That's the story, the main story. So this conspiracy is going on, and everybody saw the wolves, everybody saw the helicopters, and it's just unbelievable. But of course, the fact that there is always something behind this conspiracy, and that's this social and economic situation of the people that are living there. And I think they have to find something which is, like hard ground for them to understand why they are living in this poverty and this situation, and then they find conspiracy as something that they believe is the reason for their situation. And the wolf is the mythical being. I mean, wolf is, even in the folk stories and everything, wolf is the other. Wolf is the danger. Wolf is something that crawls from the dark. And it's the story is, playing with these symbols. And
Is it like a typical, or did those rumors were born especially in this area, or there are some other areas in Croatia that sort of are
no,
facing the
I
same
mean,
problems?
mostly this area, because it's really, we had a war in the 90s, so this part of Croatia is still, well, I would say a lot of people left, and it's still pretty much desolated, and really people are living in some poor conditions. And it was a border. In fact, through the history, through the centuries, there was the Ottoman Empire. There were always the wars there. So the people are, I think, prone to think about these big forces that are regulating their lives, that they are just unable to live normally, because there was always somebody, there was Ottoman Empire, Austro-Hungarian Empire, Yugoslavia, Germany, and now it's European Union. That's all of it is wolf for them.
Mm-hmm.
The wolf is kind of metaphor for this power which is unreachable.
Yeah. So people sort of like trying to explain to themselves, or probably it's helped them also to live or to go on with living, because they find who is responsible for that.
It's much easier when you know.
Yeah.
Then you think that you know what are the reasons for your living. It's very hard to understand. I mean, when I got there for the first time, spent some time, I don't think I would also believe in some conspiracies, because it's pretty much unbelievable. I mean, these villages are desolated. There's nothing there. There's almost no civilization. They don't have the public transport, doctors or something. So I'm sure I would be also believing in some conspiracies if I live there, because it's very hard to understand why is the situation like it is.
So we can say that on one hand, like it's like an anecdote, the situation itself from the very beginning, but when you go deep, and I think your film is exactly what discovering there, it's not only that this anecdote about how wolves are brought through helicopters, but also the life of people and why this kind of conspiracies are born.
Yeah, at first sight it's grotesque. I mean, it sounds very humorous, wolves dropping from helicopters. Just imagine that's completely bizarre. But of course, when you go under the surface, I lived with those people for months and months, really. And then you just find that there is a lot of troubles, and their sense of insecurity and powerlessness. They have to have something which is clear, to understand the situation, the life, and that's the way it goes.
I think that what I especially liked in your film, which is probably the most difficult to do in the documentary film, that you find like funny situation, which was funny from the very beginning, and then go deep and make a very strong story from that, where it's not like one layered story, it's like multi-layered. You start to think, when you watch this film, you start to think about this film, not only entertaining. So it's congratulations with this achievement. Just going back to some technical things, it was a co-production, right?
Yeah, it was a co-production with Serbian co-producers, which is pretty common thing in Croatia and Serbia, that we have co-productions. It was also funded by Media Europe, and it went pretty well. I mean, from this point, we really succeeded to close the budget and everything, but it took us a long time to film the film because of a lot of things, and COVID, and I mean, it's just not that the kind of film that you can film in a short time. You have to really spend some time with people, and it took us 7 years to make it.
Yeah, it's I think there's a lot of films which, if they started before COVID started, so they really were around 7 years when they were finished. Can we talk about a little bit how your Croatian industry is working? First of all, my question would be, it's interesting how, although there was a war between former Yugoslavian countries, but now I saw a lot of films made in co-production between. How you cooperate in this case?
Well, I mean, the situation on this cultural level, arts and everything is great. I mean, it would be stupid not to be, because we speak same language, we are neighbors, we all grown on the same cultural ground, and we do understand each other. I mean, so on this artistic and cultural things are going great, because it's just natural things, and we couldn't do it alone. I mean, there's never enough funding, so you have to find some partners, and it's just natural thing to find partners in Serbia. For them, is also very, very natural to find it here. So it's going very, very well, this cooperation between Serbia and Croatia in this cultural level. On political, not so well.
Not so political. It's still, so politicians usually are using this kind of things, right? We have the same situation here, although we didn't have war, but sort of like different language groups, that the politician, every time we're reaching some sort of election campaign, then usually it's put on the
absolutely
table.
the same, yeah.
And that the same people can cooperate quite well.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Not the topic is.
Yeah. Can we now talk a little bit how you see next life for your film? Now the film is finished. It will be premiered at PÖFF, which I'm very, very glad of. We really, when we were watching from a lot of films, your film really stood apart, and we wanted from the very beginning to have it in the competition. But what about options in Croatia? How you will distribute this film?
Well, first we are going to some Croatian festivals, which are probably the most important Croatian festivals, one of which is Zagreb Docs, which is internationally known. And then we are going to distribute it to some kind of independent theater network, which works like a network of the small cinemas, even in some villages and small towns and big towns. And we'll see how it goes. I mean, problem with documentary film is that it's not easy to find the funding, and it's not easy to bring it to the public. It just doesn't live that long, and it's always the problem to find the public for documentary films. even which is bizarre for Croatian film, which are getting some awards international in Croatia. They are just not so popular.
Yeah.
It's-
Well, I think more or less all countries have the same situation with documentaries, but I think your film is such an important topic also for Croatia themselves. So I hope very much
Yeah.
that you will find your audience, and I wish you all the best with your film and all the best during this festival. in
Thank you
Tallinn.
very much.
Thank you.